Yeah, I don't know what it was. They got white on both sides.
Welcome to the Boom Show.
What's good, Hollywood? That's gonna be the name of this segment right here. I'll be your host of this segment, DB the VP Bronell, ENT Lonely Brown Nelson. Gonna pass to my trainer, cameraman,
Chris Mateo.
Chris Dunn.
And it's me, Callie, in the house as usual. What's up?
Man, it's Big Mike in the house, man. All love all. Y'all know the vibes, man.
I don't know the vibe today. And we got my boy here with the
Your boy SB, Mr. G Somerville. You know who I be.
Man, we know you. So we want to just talk about what's good in Hollywood. I mean, yesterday we had the big Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs prevailed, like everybody felt like they would not. But I want to say something. I mean, it was a good game. The score was 38-35. Mahomes, he got the MVP for the regular season, MVP for the Super Bowl. We had my girl on there performing for the halftime show, Rihanna. I thought she had just gained a lot of weight and didn't lose that baby weight, but it seems like my boy, is it ASAP, Mike?
ASAP Rocky, you already know.
So we putting babies in her ASAP.
Yeah.
He got two babies in her ASAP, just like that. And so it was a good performance. What you think about the performance?
I mean, I got a lot of different things from a lot of different people in regards to it, but my particular, I feel that was a really awesome performance. Like, I'm not trying to knock, and I'm very questionable when it comes to Rihanna songs, because I look at Rihanna as an entertainer, not as a real singer. But bro, I gotta say that she legitimately killed it comparison to a lot of other performers in the past. And matter of fact, and I'm not even a diss. I'm not dissing 50 Dre or none of them like that, because honestly they did an awesome performance last year. But I honestly feel like Rihanna killed their performance last year, and I honestly kind of feel like she honestly might have done a little bit better than Janet Jackson's performance.
We were all waiting for
Don't be disrespectful with the TV, man.
From what I've read, they said that Rihanna gave the worst lip singing performance in Super Bowl history. So I thought it was all right, but a lot of people on Twitter, besides her being pregnant, they felt like that was real terrible performance for her lip sync. I thought it was good.
I thought it was just a delayed.
Did anybody get to watch the commercials?
I watched a couple of commercials.
Tubi commercial.
The one with Jesus?
When everybody tried to change the channel.
There was a 1 minute commercial with like Jesus, and everybody's getting kind of mad at right now. What about that one?
I don't remember that one.
That was a commercial. That was when everybody thought it would change the channel, but it wasn't.
Yeah, the Tubi.
Yeah.
Hey, Damien, back to what you were saying though. I was kind of trying to figure out what people were really expecting from the performance though, because they didn't really think too highly of it. So I'm trying to really wrap my head around what they were expecting from Rihanna, like how more or what more could she have done besides the lip syncing part for it to be so extravagant? Because we were like, oh, it was pretty mid, it wasn't that crazy, but it's just like, honestly, when you see the way that she stacked the songs and the way that the dancers were around her, it was a solid performance and all in all, in my opinion, for what actually took place on the actual platform. But obviously you don't want to pull I forgot who did it really bad. I want to say it was I don't know if it was Mariah Carey or who was it? Somebody did a really bad lip syncing, like maybe I don't know, 8 years ago, 9 years ago on a big stage. It feels like a Christmas party, a Christmas performance, something like that. But I can't remember what it was. But it was just one of those ones where it just wasn't lined up. Might have been Britney Spears, to be honest with you, if I'm thinking back correctly. Somebody did a really bad lip syncing, but I'm just trying to wrap my head around what people really wanted to see, man, because I thought it was a solid performance.
I thought it was solid.
Yeah.
I think people wanted her to
dance.
I don't think that they expected.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna dance being elevated that high on that stage.
Oh,
that
pregnant.
she's on.
Well, it's the pregnant thing, really. She
Is that facts? Is that facts, or is that to have her?
Came out.
Yeah.
As soon as she came out on stage, she rubbed her belly. That was her first thing she did. So I feel like she did that on purpose to kind of let the world know, like, yeah,
She's expecting.
yeah.
I think everybody.
Wait, okay, quick question.
Have a Janet Jackson moment.
Quick question. How long ago was it when she had the last child? How long it's been so far?
About a year and some change, right?
Give or take.
Okay, so then, and the reason why I asked that just to make sure that it wasn't, the after baby belly. You know what I mean? That she, so that means she's most likely she's pregnant again, unless that's just.
I'd be smashing her every day of the week.
So my question is, who's the father?
OMG, Callie, I can't save you in this. I can't save you in this.
Let me ask you a question. Because another big thing that came up on there, since the Grammys and with this, a lot of people are putting a lot of stuff with the devil worship and stuff that is going on with the world right now. And so our boy Hamlin, from the Buffaloes, he wore an Eternal jacket, St. Michael's jacket. It cost about $6. St. Michael's Saint. He wore a jacket and it depicted Jesus, but it gave him options to put on clothes on the back of it. Like instead of showing his scars, he could have put on a jacket, but it was a dress. He could have put on some sandals instead of having his sandals, or he could have put a cloak on. Is anybody? And his face was kind of like distorted. Y'all think anything of that? Was that such a big case? Or was that fashion? Did you see the jacket I'm talking about?
I seen it. And this morning I kind of glimpsed of what people were saying on Twitter too about it. To be realistic about it, I don't take it personal and I don't take no offense to it, because if Balenciaga could have little kids with hate bags and like devil worshiping bags and stuff, I mean, that's his prerogative if that's what he wants to wear. And then second of all too, I mean, why anybody's taking it personal? It realistically had a, and I hope nobody takes offense to this, but it had a Caucasian Jesus on his jacket. So we all know that Jesus wasn't Caucasian from what the scriptures stated. And I'm not trying to take this any biblical or anything, but we know that Jesus was not Caucasian or of light complexion. So we know that the individual that was on his jacket was fictional, right? Fictional is fake, right? So then why is this such a big deal? It doesn't matter to me because it's not legit.
I can see that. Well, we're still talking about what's good Hollywood, and we're talking about this. The world is the stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
As we see it. So they've said that we shot this balloon down in China, the weather balloon. But since then, we talked about that last time. We've had 3 suspected UFOs. Montana, Alaska, Canada. Do y'all see anything in that? And then recently, what we just found out about an hour ago, is that a train derailed about 2-3 weeks ago in Ohio, out of East Coast. And so the Ohio River could be contaminated. So that's the third water source that's contaminated. What do you think was good with that? And are we really having UFOs and bad water? I guess not.
Now, as far as UFOs go, don't get me wrong. I believe that they're there because it's obviously CIA put out all the information. So it's not that it's not a question if they exist anymore. We know that there's other alien beings out there with way far better technology than we have. The question is why are they here at the moment? Is it because we're about to go into war and they're about to set off a bunch of nukes and they're about to put a stop to that? Too many UFOs for the past couple of days. You're right. Nothing but UFOs has been. That's like one of the huge right now.
Well, supposedly, from what I read, they've been sending signals out there, and they've been sending the signal back. They have one.
So, do you remember a while back last year, at the end of the year, where that thing was shut? That they opened up the portal when they found the God particle that they didn't know what they were opening up.
You talking about the Hadron Collider?
Yep. We knew you would know that, Callie. And so, with that right there, do you remember what they said they were opening up and how they didn't know what they would be sending in and out? Do you remember that, Callie?
Well, they were just trying to figure out what the it was the atom smashing. They just want to figure out what the particles were, and they want to figure out what it was made of. Antimatter. That's
Right.
pretty much what they're-
So remember they did that. Then they sent out that James Webb telescope, right?
Yeah.
So this is my question: if it's real, and we have people at space stations, right? And if these people at the space stations, if they can take pictures of the Earth, if the
Yo, who's watching TV?
I have no idea.
Who's watching TV?
It has to be Steve.
It's not impossible because I got y'all on the TV.
You hear that? No, it sounds like
I hear it. Well, somebody's watching TV. Somebody's watching TV. Is it Gio? Wow, Gio, was you really in the background on your phone?
Watching TV. You know what? It's not Gio's fault.
It's the cameraman's fault.
I can't blame that on Gio.
Hey, y'all know Mike. Y'all know Mike is like my henchman. Mike, because I won't say certain things, but Mike was scared like.
Nah, I just because I heard when he was talking, I just heard it like in the background, like it was a TV playing or something.
It was a UFO.
You know what? That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
So my question was, before I was interrupted by the background TV being played, was if we have astronauts and people orbiting the Earth already and sitting outside in space stations, why aren't they able to take pictures of what's pictured and looking at us?
It's not even that they're not allowed. Bro, come on now. What kind of question is that?
I think they got
when you know they want to hold all that stuff under wraps. You know
I'm saying, but wouldn't that be a good observation, buddy? It's like, okay,
of course.
You telling me, and we can go deeper with that spy balloon because I read something, because I do my research. In 1958, America made the spy balloon, that same one that we said China had, and it was designated to go 85,000 feet in the air and be able to be detonated remotely. This is in 1958, and they did.
Did the Japanese do that? Put a bunch of weather balloons up in the air, and then sent it with the jet streams of the with the current of the weather, and that carried it across the Pacific. One of them actually detonated in Oregon, somewhere, killing a few people, and the rest were intercepted, and they were disarmed. They were filled up with some kind of hydrogen gas.
So the ones that America made in '58 were hydrogen gas based, and like I said, 80 to 85,000 feet, they can be detonated by a switch on the ground in 2 different places. So this thing that's saying that could be China, like you said, you just said Japan there, Cal.
Japan did that.
Right.
Yeah, they did that, and one balloon actually detonated somewhere in Oregon.
Now the reason they wouldn't detonate these balloons is because they could have gases in them. But when I looked at the same video footage in 1958, it exploded the same way the F-22s did when they shot that balloon. So it looks to me, and why I brought this up in What's Good Hollywood, I said all this to bring it back to it looks like the world is still a stage, and they're preparing us just to watch stuff as it happens, but not to have any real kind of feed to it. Because I would think if I'm on an air station in space, and I hear people talk about UFOs, I'll put my telescope on my antenna and be like, you know what? That's really a UFO out there.
What if they're really not in a space satellite in space and they're just in Miami and NASA in a made-up room jumping around?
They could be just in Dayton.
Reason why I'm questioning, right, is
what kind
might be a UFO?
The sun or the moon? Because they said
a comet from yesterday.
But it's Mars. There's a comet right now. It's visible in the sky. It's like right by Mars right now. So if you look up in the night sky, you should be able to see it.
And tonight?
It's going to be viewable throughout the remaining of the month, I think.
So if I look up tonight, where am I looking at, Callie? If I'm looking to my left?
Mars. Just get one of those nights, the star finder maps or apps, and you'll be able to find it. I'll show you.
So do I need binoculars?
Nah, I don't know. They said that from what I heard, you see it with a naked eye, but you may need binoculars. I'm not sure.
When do we dress our eyes? Besides glasses.
That's a good question, but a lot of people wear contact lenses, Mike, and that's kind of like eye dressing.
Say you don't have impaired vision, then when do you dress them?
I don't know. Like you probably don't have eye dressing. So I would.
You mean makeup?
No. So how do we look? So did you see it by chance?
No, I haven't got a chance yet. I just saw that actually. I saw it on the headlines the other day saying, "Hey, keep your eyes out for the comment." So check it out.
I'll go to the grocery store. I want to find any comment.
Right there.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I do see it. And so another thing that's been what's been good with Hollywood, our boy Jay Prince, the so-called boogeyman, Mr. Candyman, has been going at different people, Offset and Cardi B, about the takeoff situation. But it's come to a head to where all the behind-the-scenes OGs have asked people to let's tone this down and let's stop doing this. Do you think that Jay Prince, with him being an old man, should have been arguing with somebody that was younger than his son? Jay Prince Jr. is 42 years old. Take an Offset.
Not old.
It's not, but what I'm saying is Jay Prince Jr.'s son is 42. Jay Prince is 57, 60 years old, and Offset is 31. So shouldn't Jay Prince Jr. address the Offset situation more than his father?
I mean, yeah, I feel like they kind of wanted that face of the family. Because shout out to Wallow and Gilly too for getting that interview with the Prince.
I'm not shooting them out because they were real biased and they were scary about that.
But that's the thing, though. I'm just shouting them out because they just let him talk a lot of the time too, though. They, you feel me? They gave him the platform to do the interview. Obviously, you know that people have that certain that stigma when it comes to the Prince family, so they don't really want to say too much. It is what it is, but I felt like the father came out and did it like that, and Junior didn't really say too much because the father's obviously still alive and he's the face of the family. So,
and this, when you don't let Junior talk, and you let this old ass AARP man keep talking, these young boys are not scared of him. And if something does happen to him, then his sons are going to get alive because they only possibility when it's not right. Now, who listens to, if you got Prince Jr. right there and Jay Prince is calling out a younger dude that's younger than his son. I just don't see how Jay Prince Jr. is going to be attached with the music anymore because it's kind of like, what the fuck? You let that.
You want me to give you an insight from my experience and long history?
The Godfather or something, Steve?
Huh?
Trying to be the Godfather? Who think you was John Godfather?
I ain't need no. I'm just telling you just from my experience from being in the music industry as long as I have been in. To be realistic, I mean, Prince, Junior got more of a chance of getting tagged up before his pops. Nobody's gonna put their hands on his pops.
I understand that, but listen to what I'm saying. Every dog has Suge Knight's in jail because a nigga tried him. If you keep on messing with people, I want you to show me. Just because you're a bully doesn't mean. You remember Above the Rim?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Tupac was a bully.
No, I feel you, but I'm just saying realistically.
Oh boy, water there and blast him.
Yeah.
Right when he was at the,
You talk too much. When you talk too much, that the legacy of being a boogeyman starts to get lower because now you're not sounding like that cool old dude that scared people. You're calling young boys fuck niggas and pussies when your son, who's 20 years younger than you and 11 years older than this man, could say the same thing.
No, facts. That's totally facts. I 100% agree. But what I'm saying is that as far as if there was a situation to transpire, yeah, Prince would not.
So in your mind, Prince is he has more protection than John F. Kennedy.
He has more protection. He has more protection than his son Junior.
He's not untouchable.
Does he have more?
He's not untouchable, but Junior is more touchable than he is.
Let me ask you a question: does Jay Prince Sr. have more guard around him than the President of the United States?
No.
All right. So he should stop talking so much because let me ask you a question. At 42 years old, are you scared of anybody that's 57?
I'm scared. I don't care what age they are. It don't matter age. They can take me out. It don't matter. They can be older than me, younger than me.
Let me ask you a question. So you gonna let a 57-year-old man who got money and the same principle with him? I can fly wherever you fly. You gonna let a 57-year-old man threaten you and make you feel like a punk? You got the same. You got money. He got money. You got money. $1 million is $1 million. I can fly wherever I want to fly with $1 million.
Yo, I had a military appointment today, and you know what? It's funny that you're saying this because it's something similar within the appointment. And you know what? If you had asked me before the appointment, I would have said, hell nah. But I had my appointment today, and I get it. I'm avoiding the situation.
Well, you can't avoid the situation if you go on. For one, nobody came, Mike. Tell me if you, I'm going to share it with you, Mike. Had Offset been saying anything to Jay Sr., because Jay Prince Sr. came out and said, I heard what you said because I got ears everywhere, but he didn't hear it from the horse's mouth. So he's definitely contradicting what he says about respect. But do you, Mike, believe that, I mean, he never heard Offset say nothing, but has Offset said something that maybe I've missed, that you probably heard?
Nah, because, you know, it would have been more of a, those are more like intimate conversations that he's trying to, he's calling out, because he's saying, since he's saying I got ears everywhere, Offset could be talking to one of his people or another person in the room and saying something, but I doubt he would even say something in that manner towards that, you feel me? Because Jay Prince Jr. was there that night, you feel what I'm saying? He stayed with Offset, and then like he stayed there with them whenever that happened. So it's just like, I don't think he's gonna run his mouth about Senior and say certain things. And I felt like Offset would more or less say that out loud if he felt some type of way. You feel me? It wouldn't really be something that he would kind of hold back and not say nothing about, or trying to sound like he's scared about it. You feel me? I feel like he would just say it out loud.
And that's kind of what I think. I just don't kind of see why, you know.
Grown man running his mouth like a kid.
Yep.
And matter of fact, I got perfect example for you. It's kind of like how Young Boy was running his mouth to Mayweather, and Mayweather was like, I ain't got to waste my time to argue with you.
Because that was the second time he did that, you know. But that made Young Boy move from Houston to Utah.
Hey, let's make something clear real quick too. Presidential, that type of security is way different. I mean, if y'all disagree, y'all agree.
Nah, you're right.
From street
protection,
street security. You know what I'm saying? That street security versus a more official. You might be dealing with, you know what I'm saying, Green Berets, obviously the people that work in the CIA. You know what I'm saying? That's two different things when it comes to security of.
Is it? Is it when you're dealing with? I understand when you're talking about the Secret Service, but when you're a multi-millionaire, a person like Jay Prince, you still are recruiting people like that to be a security when they come out, don't you?
Nah, for sure, because you could have retired this, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. But I'm just saying though, like the government is not going to take no ifs, ands, or buts on who it is going to be. Like that's going to be that person regardless.
The level of security is going to be different.
Yeah, when you're dealing with somebody in the streets. When you're dealing with somebody in the streets, you can grab, like you just said, like if I'm younger than you, bro, and I kind of have like that, I want something to prove.
I think it's kind of like what you're saying is money bought security versus government security. It's two different things, you know. I mean, when you're securing like an official, like a president, you know, you're securing somebody who's like the face of a country, you know, and someone the leader of a nation, you know. So, you know, that's going to be totally different from what money can buy. You know, money is, like I said, money still has its caps, you know.
I understand what we're talking about. Okay, I understand what I said, the president of the United States with Secret Service, but when we're talking about OGs and how they have money, they do supposed to move with security, right? So Jay Prince is not going to, Jay Prince's security is the same security that ran up on Floyd Mayweather and broke some people up in the gym when he was training, when he was Money Mayweather.
Well, that's the thing about buying securities, that they can all be bought off. So, you know, as much as the person can say, oh yeah, well I was his number one lead security, he pays me very well to protect him. Who knows what the other guy might have paid him to let his gospel.
I mean, shit, you see what Beyonce's old security guard got going on right now.
Oh, you see Uncle Ron? Uncle Ron is
selling her out something serious right there.
But my question is again, listen, when people feel like they can't be touched, that's when they get touched. Jay Prince is big in Houston. But I don't feel like even with WAC 100 and the guys in LA said, you can't come to LA with that same pressure like you trying to do because it's old. He can go to Atlanta like that. But think about it. What he did and what he keeps saying, he keeps putting himself, to me, he's putting himself in danger.
It's just he's just putting a big target on his back right now.
And that's what I think he's doing.
What happened to Biggie and Tupac? Didn't they have guards?
Yeah, but everybody can be bought off.
Yeah.
Unless they got bulletproof car like Nev does, and
the 1990 something is way different from 2023.
It is because now they got phones. But you know what? I just wish somebody might smack him in the head like Kevin Hart did Shaq last night. Anybody see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Y'all got to look that up, Steve. Maybe put that into an edit, man, where we watch
Kevin Hart.
Shaq was talking trash today, man. Kevin Hart smacked him in the back of the head, man. Pow.
Man, you even got Denzel acting like, you know what I'm saying, his old training day days, and he's shoving off Jay-Z at the game. Trying to
that was like a security guard, too, wasn't it?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I think that was like security or somebody, like a police officer he got rowdy with.
No, I'm pretty sure. I thought it was just like a actual, like, bystander, like somebody that was actually there. I don't think it was security. I might be wrong.
I watched the video. It looked like a police officer because I don't see what they would let. Like, they're not letting no bystander on the floor of a game where LeBron James broke the record and all them celebrities right there. You feel what I'm saying? I think one of the police officers got overzealous because he was talking to a black bald head dude, but it looked like he had a badge on.
Well, so you know Denzel ain't playing, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's no player. He don't look like he's playing a lot.
That's Alonzo.
Then your boy Shannon turned up to the side like, I'm out of this situation.
Now, one more thing I got to ask y'all also. Has anybody seen that clip of them two snakes almost falling out that ceiling?
Yeah, them big snakes?
Bruh, them big snakes, man.
And they went, was it the one where they pulled one out, they got one to pull, and they pulled it through the house?
Bruh, no, they were like trying to it was a tail hanging out the ceiling. And they was like trying to grab it, I guess, and then something broke, but the ceiling broke, and it was two huge pythons.
I thought it was 3 of them in there.
Where was this at?
Man.
It was on TikTok. I like the video. I'll send it to y'all.
Brazil. It was in Brazil.
Yeah, they got a huge issue over there in all in the South America, on the little islands too, where they're getting ridiculously like these huge pythons are going into this, like living in the roofs of the house.
Hey, can you put that on the video as well, Steve?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, messing with the rainforest.
Man, yeah, if you can put something on there so people can understand what you're talking about, I think that gives them a what's good Hollywood feel. Since we're right here on the spot doing that, we're gonna use your is there anything else anybody else wants to talk about? I kind of threw a couple of subjects out there for what's good Hollywood.
I threw a couple out too. I mean, we good. I mean, what else we got to say?
I mean, what else? You want to say anything, Chris, on there? Now y'all all quiet in the background.
Now, I want y'all to do research on that Jay-Z Beyonce supposed to doing like witchcraft or eating kids, something like that.
They've been on that though. They've been talking about that for decades.
They're doing it.
Hey,
we know Beyonce been on bullshit for a while, bro.
Not me.
well, Chris in love, so we listen to Beyonce. but let me ask you a question, Chris and Steve and my Hmong brother, Callie.
Oh, I've been talking. I definitely been talking.
I want to question because we are talking about Hollywood still. What do you think about Drake having to testify at XXXTentacion's trial? Not to go.
Wait, has he testified yet, or he got
called up to do it?
Okay.
He got called to do it because the judge said
he got summoned.
He got court order. Now he got to show up.
So I can fill y'all in a little bit on that real quick. So
we know you're Drake's best friend, right? Go ahead.
No. I caught a couple clips of what happened in the courtroom. So one of the clips that I caught that happened in the courtroom, the Triple X's attorney was going in on that one heavyset guy, the one that's been dropping the bomb, and what found out was he was legitimately at one of Drake's videos when Drake shot that video down here in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the video at the video shoot. So
at God's Plan?
Yes, bro. Yes.
And so, but listen. Now the thing is, the lawyer is saying that because we're using Young Thug's words, on his trial
Mm-hmm.
that Drake said that it happened right after that. And like you said, that guy's known to be buying. So we cannot just not use one people's stuff. We got to use everybody's. Do you think that's right?
I honestly don't think it's
But you
right.
know what?
I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right at all. I don't think it's fair to use somebody's musical lyrics that's made for entertainment and to be used against them in the courtroom because
There's too many innuendos, though, man. People be shouting out too much shit in music, bro. You know how they
Lyrics
do.
and songs can always be left open for interpretation.
bro, no.
You know,
Yeah, these new rappers, they their worst own enemies, bro. All these new rappers, they the worst, bro. They snitch on themselves.
I can close it with this right here, guys, but it makes me believe that Michael Jackson was talking about Billie Jean, giving us a precursor to Prince and Blanket not being his children for real. She's just a girl who claims that I am the one. But y'all know that kid. That motherfucker ain't my son.
Hey, you know what? The next show, next week's episode on What's Good Hollywood, we got a Hollywood story coming up. We're gonna talk about Damian Brown, right? Because see, Mr. DB, he don't like telling. He keeps kind of couple things on the like hush hush, but DB met MJ, not the Michael Jordan, but the Michael Jackson. See, a lot of people don't know, but I know you didn't think I was a snitch on you. Your hand down, snitch on you. And
Story.
hold on, yep. And you know what? Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna blow the story up because that's not my place. I'm gonna let if you don't tell them about it in next week's episode, I'm gonna blow it up.
Listen, when people start doing the fact checks on that, Michael Jackson is gone now. So the only person that has been there was me, and I don't even know if the doctors are still alive. But it's a true story.
And your name inside of the which I'll let you tell the next episode.
He definitely asked me my name, and then to my surprise, and
Don't tell him now. Wait till next episode.
That's a teaser. We got a teaser for next week. Hollywood.
Bruh, next week, man, y'all tune in, man. Y'all gonna hear a deep story about Mr. Michael Jackson. We love you, Michael. Rest in peace. Tune in, everybody. It's gonna be huge. Matter of fact, we're gonna put it all on. We're gonna blow it up on social media, letting everybody know they need to tune in to hear about this Michael Jackson story.
Hey, Mike.
Oh,
you gotta touch that button at the bottom, the 3 buttons, and go into the comic world. So it look good. So it look better.
Hold on, let me see what y'all talking about here. So what do I do?
Go to your background too with them 3 buttons, and then push the comic button.
You see where it says grid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, do it the last time, Mike, and then go with the 3 buttons. Yeah, there you go. Now put your face back on there, Mike.
Hold on. Hold on. Fuck, I just lost it.
Which one is it? Okay, so once I go to it, which one am I going to?
You're going to go to your regular face and then go to the 3 buttons next to it and go comic style.
I tried it, but I look younger. Look.
Talk about comic book?
There we go. Now go to your thing. Now go.
Oh, that's why'd you put a monkey? Why'd you put a monkey?
All right, now Callie, you got to go to where you got your little emoji man at, bro. Or is that your emoji?
That's not Cal. That's me. That's me. Hold on. Wait, time out. No, mine's still not giving me the comic. What am I doing wrong?
You got to go. Okay, go to the 3 buttons next to your dude and hit that 3 with the red, green, blue button.
Comic book. Oh,
How did I do it?
There you go. Now put your thing up, Stevie.
Yo, Cali yellow as hell.
It's like a Lego.
Look,
wait, come on.
It wasn't like a Simpson.
I look up like a Simpson.
Yo, why my face darker than my rest of my skin? That don't even make sense, bro.
You ain't tighten yours up the right way, man.
Yeah, you ain't tighten yours up. You trying to go too dark.
Bro, what you mean? I went to...
He put a monkey in his
Yeah, y'all got jokes.
What does Mike
Hey,
say?
Callie, put your tongue in your mouth.
Oh, Cali, oh my gosh, Cali.
Disgusting.
Alright, well, yo, let's close this out.
Now y'all know my secret is so next time we on the show like this, we can look. Hey, Mike. Now you and Kelly are both licking tongues at each other. I want you to know that, Mike. You and Kelly had y'all tongues out on the same time. So last week, hey, Kelly, what you're not going to do is pervert my crew here. Last week, you had Steve drink out of you, and this week, you had Mike tongue wrestling.
Man, listen, I'm back to me, man.
Look,
Me too.
I'm on my chill tip.
Hey, Kelly, the next time you put your tongues out there, we're going to fight.
Hey, it was real. Look.
What's our next segment, Steve? Because I want to get out of here.
Honestly, that's it. We done. Next week we'll be back with SMH. Yeah, like Mike said, but we'll be back with Beat or Sleep, SMH, bullshit, boobs criminal, bullshit of the week. We'll be back with it all next week, right? And we'll also have David Henning coming back in. So,
man, Cali's tongue is the bullshit of the year, man.
Oh, and remember, the Michael Jackson story next week. The Michael Jackson story. Tune in for What's Good Hollywood. This is a true story. True story. Close out, Mike. Okay, let's go.